Hey guys, welcome back. This is part 2, January 2005. Filming both the 4th and the 5th together in this 2-part series. So there are things that I started researching in, and obviously, I've spoken about the 4 stages that you go through when you're going through learning: unconscious incompetency, conscious incompetency, conscious competency, unconscious incompetency. And basically, unconscious incompetency is knowing. It becomes automatic. That's when you get to a point that you can function what you know. The problem that sometimes occurs is that people feel like they don't need to learn the fundamentals. So, I'm going to touch on 2 points. So for you to do algebra, you need to understand how to add, subtract, divide, and multiply. For you to get to an essay, you have to understand what a letter is, what a word, sentence, paragraph, and then the essay. We have these levels of understanding that allow us to get to the point that we need to. Our willingness to learn and for change is very essential for us to be successful, to achieve. And what most oftentimes occurs is that we either focus on one of 2 things. It's either too much of the feeling good, right? Why we're doing it, the purpose. We go to Tony's Robbins seminars and all these great people that pump you up, right, to the state. And then, of course, we have the people that are all practical theory, which are just action, 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 which doesn't really motivate people. I spoke about being happy, and you have to have a nice balance of both. But the thing is that there's another element that is very important, which is the thinking. Without the thinking, you won't be able to problem solve, because there are points that you need to use your heart, and then there's points that you need to use your brain, especially as if you're doing it for business, as if you're doing it for motivation, or some form of creativity or passion. Being able to balance these two allows you to have a better trajectory of how to achieve things, just because everything is more clear and you start seeing things as they are, the reality. Because what most people do is like they hold on to their emotions and they feel like that's the reality, and that's not true. Once we become very honest with ourselves, then we are able to achieve greater feats, and that comes with time, of course, with practice. Practicing whatever kind of craft that we have and everything like that. The other elements that you want to have is reading. Being able to be around the people that influence you. The only problem with that as well is that, because of our beliefs, we follow people of certain, criteria or ethos or credibility, and, they don't really live by what they preach. All these people that meditate or that say they manifest money, they don't really do that often, and don't do that very well, because they're feeding off of you. And people don't really want you to understand what the success really is for that to occur. So who are you listening to? Why? Because that's really what you need to be asking. Why? Because if you're listening to people that, are just using you for their own benefit, then you're not really learning how to get out of that. All you're doing is just learning how to sell. And that doesn't really teach you how to get to the, brass tacks. Okay. Brass tacks of being successful. Because they're lying to you, and you're not being honest with yourself. So, again, we're working on this authenticity. We've worked on situational awareness and presence, being, present with our emotions and stuff like that. Now, we are creating this authenticity and clarification. Being clear with our communications and intent and what that really means. So hopefully that works to give you a better understanding of why things aren't really working out for you, because you do these affirmations, you go to these seminars. It's a balance. It's a balance between both. And who are you listening to, right? Being able to understand that there's a balance between your hows and your whys, how you do things and why you do things, and that you can't just rely on one to get to where you need to be. Alright guys, so I'm out and about. What I just talked about. Peace.